Hello guys, welcome back to another Home of Nail Art tutorial. Today we're going over our brand new full cover tip system, SwiftTips, so stay tuned for all the know-how. Before you get started, you'll need to have your manual etching tool ready, or e-file if you're trained, your SwiftTips lamp for flash curing, your choice of SwiftTip shape and length, PureBond, our new UV LED curable Bunder, Pure Foundation, your choice of colour, and of course Topcoat as well. Now that I have everything out and ready to go, I'm just going to pop a 150 grit sanding disc onto my manual etching tool, and not only is this going to be used to etch the client's natural nail, I'm also going to use it to etch the inside of our SwiftTips as well. My client's cuticle prep has already been done and the nail has also been dehydrated with acetone, so I'm just going to go straight in with our manual etching tool and etch the very surface of the nail plate. It's really important to note that we are only impacting the surface of the nail plate. We're not filing into the delicate layers of the nail, and we're also being really careful not to impact the skin surrounding the nail as well. If you're qualified, you can use an e-file and a 150 grit sanding band for this step as well, or a normal nail file, again in a 150 grit. However, I do find it a little bit easier to use the manual etching tool just because it is so much smaller. It's a lot harder to cause abrasions or impact the skin in any way. Once you're happy that all of the nails have been etched, you can dust off the nails and dehydrate, and they should look a little bit like this, ready for SwiftTip application. Today we've chosen to use our almond long size. Each box comes with 600 pieces and there are 10 sizes, 0 being the largest and 10 being the smallest. Selecting the right size SwiftTip for your client is going to ensure your nail enhancements are comfortable and really long lasting. If it's too big, then it's going to lift and cause discomfort, and again, if it's too small, they're going to be fragile and they won't look very nice. So make sure your nail shape and length is determined at the beginning of the appointment. The correct size tip can be found by pressing the tip firmly against the nail plate and ensuring the full nail plate is covered from edge to edge. There shouldn't be any overlap, and there also shouldn't be any gaps either. Usually you'll be able to find the correct size tip, however this client is in between sizes on a couple of her nails. If this does happen, just select the larger size tip and file it down gently to tailor the size to your client's need. On the other hand, the tip fit perfectly and didn't need any tailoring. As you can see, it fits edge to edge with no gaps and no overlap. Once you've selected the correct size tip for each finger, you can move on to etching the inner well of the SwiftTip. You can again use an e-file or a manual etching tool to do this, but the goal is just to create enough texture for the gel to adhere to the tip. You can also use PureBond in place of etching. Just apply a thin coat to all 10 of the tips and then pop that in the lamp to cure for 30 seconds. Once you've either etched or PureBonded, it's time to move on to SwiftTip application. I'm starting off by applying a thin layer of PureBond to each nail. Once that's done, I'm going to pop that in the lamp to cure for 30 seconds and get my SwiftTips lamp ready for application. One of the things I love about the lamp is how compact it is. It has a fold-out UV light, a touch-sensitive button, and it's only about the same size as a tablet, so it's going to be super easy for those who are mobile or short on storage space. Now that my SwiftTip lamp is set up, I'm ready to apply Pure Foundation. I'm applying a bead of Pure Foundation to what would be the cuticle area of my SwiftTips. Now the bead size is going to vary depending on the natural C-curve of your client's nail. If you've got too much product on there, then it's going to cause a little bit of flooding. Then again, if there's not enough product, then it won't be able to adhere to the natural nail properly. So you're going to need to adjust your bead size according to your client's needs. My SwiftTips lamp is on and ready to go, and I'm supporting my client's finger with my non-dominant index, middle and thumb. Holding the tip in my dominant hand using my index finger, and I'm also covering the length of the tip with my thumb, so the natural nail plate should be the only thing visible. I'm going to hold that tip at a 45-degree angle, lining it as close as I can to that cuticle without causing any discomfort. And I'm slowly lowering that tip onto the natural nail plate without releasing any pressure. You're going to start to see the Pure Foundation travelling down the natural nail plate, and I'm going to stop once that's just slightly overlapped the natural free edge. And then keeping that pressure at the same level, I'm slowly moving that client's finger underneath the SwiftTip lamp, flash curing for around 10 to 15 seconds, removing any excess gel, and then curing properly in the HONA cordless cube for a minute. If you need to, then you can cut down the SwiftTips and you can shape them as well. We would advise not doing this too much though, because they do have a built-in apex and you might find that the free edge is a little bit too thick if you take the length down too much. Once you're happy with the shape and the length, you just need to go in with a 240 grit buffer and remove the shine, unless you have the matte tips which don't require buffing. Mine are the shiny ones, so I do need to just buff away the shine so that the gel can adhere, but if you do have the matte tips, you can just go straight in with your colour. Today I'm using Sangria from the Moonlight Fiesta collection. I'm going to apply 2 thin coats of this, getting it as close to the cuticle area as I can, which is super easy because we can get our SwiftTips so close to the cuticle area. Then I'm going to apply our super shine top coat, and that is the end of the service. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it informative. If you have any questions or comments, let us know below and we will see you in the next one. Bye!